And we're back. You're listening to Arthie Moore, your compassionate leader of influence, and you're listening to episode 12, part of the Visionary Entrepreneur series. And my topic today is about celebrating our humanity. Now, I'm delving into the human aspects. I'm talking about not just indulging people, but embracing people and understanding what makes them tick, understanding how we can accept people for who they are, and to understand that we hold their lives as a gift in our hands. So, how are we going to celebrate them? How will we acknowledge them? And one of the things I spoke about earlier was firstly, we need to acknowledge and accept ourselves. We need to celebrate our baby steps so that we can give to people reality. And we come from a point of empathy and compassion and understanding. And so I was talking into a few areas that needed to be delved into, whether it was compassion or intentionality, listening with care, your success mentality. I think that there are so many different ways that we can realign our thinking. And here's a few actually that I wrote down. Compassion across all boundaries, the power of restraint, practicing what we preach and taking responsibility for our behavior. That is all amazing, incredible stuff. Becoming flexible and agile is one of the key areas in terms of our personal growth, and knowing that self compassion builds compassion for your fellow human beings. Now, I wrote down a saying. I I was asked to do a keynote talk on the compassion lead of influence. And I thought, how do I get people to understand this differently? And so as I wrote this, I realized that it is simple. And here's my saying: embracing empathy as the emotional stimulus and truly understanding the brilliance of harnessing the power, the positives it teaches us, allows us to use compassion as the actionable behavior for the foundation needed to build a powerful state of being. Now, I'm saying that empathy is the emotional state of being, and then compassion is the action or the behavior that we can put into place. It is something that we can learn. It is something that we can teach. It is something we can embrace. And so when we look at it from that point of view, just before we went on our break, I was talking into a question that I asked a group of IT specialists, companies that are specializing in IT and technology. I spoke to them about the human interaction and how celebrating their diverse teams and bringing people together across the board was important. How I did that, the methodology was a simple quality question. It was one question, and it brought everybody together on the same level of understanding, of empathy, of thinking, of compassion, of trusting each other, listening with intention carefully. And the question was, what is one thing you would change to make this world a better place? And some of the answers, mind blowing. Some people said, take away money and let people interact and engage with each other once again, where money is not the focus, but people are. Somebody said, make women president, because they have a different way of thinking. Take away all of this male and female issues and this race issues. Bring in equality. So no matter what race group people come from, at the level of respect, all people are equal. Do not say that. Equality in a different way of how we engage with each other, thoughtfulness and respect. Create a different education structure that even helps people in rural areas. Leave no one behind. I mean, these are some of the answers that I was getting from one question. When is the last time you actually answered this question for yourself? What is the one thing as an entrepreneur I would change in this world? What would I do as an entrepreneur to make this world a better place? The quality of my conversations, the quality of my services, my products, my consultation, the way I'm of service to people. How can I add value to people and change this world because of what I provide to people? Some of the other areas they spoke into is I don't want anybody to suffer anymore. I'm tired of seeing poverty. I'd love for people to love each other more. I'd love for people to have a deeper understanding of each other so that we can help others to get better. Where would community be if we helped each other? Stop reporting. Stop reporting based on color. Stop saying it was a black person, white person, Indian person, all of the different colors we use for people. Stop fueling racial issues. Stop listening to media that actually fuels these issues. Some of the areas they talk into is let's treat each other fairly and remove corruption. Let's change the economies of our world by decreasing corruption. Let's give everybody space to be human. Obey love as a law and make society harmonious. Now, I don't know about you, and I can go on reading and reading and reading because I've got pages and pages of how people want to change this world. When I spoke about celebrating our humanity, this is humanity at its best. We're talking about people who've got a higher calling, not just for themselves, but for others. They're not talking about their street, their family. They're not talking about their city. They're talking about their country. They're talking about the world. They're talking about global impact. You see, a lot of people will not even realize when it comes to business and potential and what we can have. Christian Simpson so rightly said in one of his programs, he says, the more aware you become of your potential, the more it manifests in your results. So when you build on your strength, you build on your natural giftedness. He then said, stop focusing on your weaknesses. And he says, because that wastes time when you can actually then focus on developing your talents. Now, why am I talking about that? What's that got to do with celebration? Celebrating our humanity. If you can celebrate your talents and work on your giftedness and work on your strength, you are on your way to acknowledging that there's a lot more to you. Mark Cain said, the first step to success is taken when you refuse to be captive of the environment you first find yourself in. Now, how powerful is that? Because when you think of it from that point of view, how the mind is fed shapes the life that's led. Now, these are all powerful snippets that I'm giving to you because I'm hoping that you understand that you really feel like you can do something about your environment, that you are gifted, that you are talented, and that if you can acknowledge that in yourself, only then can you celebrate your diverse teams. Only then can you embrace the fact that there are people who walk this earth who demand acknowledgement and credit where it's due. But very few people do that, and you are sitting on a throne of amazing justice and power that you can share willingly, gladly, easily with people. You see, when you're a business owner, the resources that you've got are so powerful. It's intellectual, it's stimulating, it's mind blowing, it is skills, it is a toolbox, and it's a magical toolbox that never ends. You see, as an entrepreneur, what you've learned today may change, but the techniques that you will learn after that will help you to adjust if you choose. You see, this toolbox is like and it's not like Pandora's box. When you open it, you never know what you get. I'm saying that this is a magical toolbox that is never ending. When you open it, whenever you dip your fingers into it, you do that with intention to seek. And when you seek knowledge, knowledge is unlimited, which means that your potential is unlimited. It means that where you're heading in life is unlimited. It means your journey never ends. It means that you will continue growing as long as you choose to. It means that if you demand the best for yourself, you are going to be the type of person It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. It doesn't matter what the age or the language or culture, tradition or religion is, what race group they come from. When I said embracing your diverse team, I meant it. When you acknowledge and give credit where it's due, people will feel human again. They'll feel like they exist and like your belief gives them the wings that they deserve to soar and to succeed. Isn't that what an entrepreneur is meant to do? That's your privilege. You are sitting on a throne of power and you have the ability to touch the lives of millions. What are you going to do about it? And with that, I just want to say it's been an absolute privilege. This is my last full radio show with all of you amazing people. My last episode I spoke about the servant entrepreneur, and today I had the privilege of talking about celebrating our humanity. In my season finale, being episode 13 next week, I'm going to go over the summary of the brilliant mindset of an entrepreneur leading for influence through compassion. With that, I would love for you to download the show notes to see the extra additional resources I've put in there for you. Go to www.qbmo.com and join the entrepreneurial platform, which gives you incredible resources to grow your business. Go on to www.kileadership.com and you can connect with myself and my stunning partner, Moore-Robberts. But know that you're not alone in this journey. I'm Arthie Moore, your compassionate leader of influence. It's been a privilege and honor to be with you. And until next week, I wish you the most exquisite week ahead and much success. With love from South Africa, I'm signing out. Until then, goodbye.